Today's topic, there is actual yield and theoretical yield. Actual yield is the amount of the product produced during a chemical reaction. The amount of product produced during an experiment is called actual yield. Now, what is meant by theoretical yield? You have studied the problems of stoichiometry as well as the problems of limiting reactant. In those one, we have calculated the amount of product produced. We have calculated, we have not performed the experiment, as we have calculated by applying stoichiometry. That yield is known as theoretical yield. The amount of product calculated from given amount of reactants by applying stoichiometry is called theoretical yield. After this one, what is the difference between actual and theoretical yield? We have to compare actual yield versus theoretical yield. Actual yield, theoretical yield. First point of difference, actual yield is the amount of the product produced from a given amount of reactant during an experiment. Therefore, amount of product produced from given amount of reactant during an experiment. In calculating theoretical yield, no experiment is done. It is calculated. Amount of product calculated stoichiometrically. There is a theoretical yield. Now, actual yield that becomes less than theoretical yield. How? Because when we are performing actual experiment, mechanical losses may occur. Mechanical losses occur. What are mechanical losses? During the process of filtration, some amount may left in the conical flask. Some of the precipitates during the process of transferring from the filter paper to the weighing pan, some of the precipitates may get wasted. Some of the precipitates may stick upon the filter paper and some of the compound may be wasted during purification. These are known as mechanical losses. But when we are studying theoretical yield, there are no mechanical losses. Third point, as we are performing an experiment, it's also possible that the chemical reaction which we are applying is reversible. If chemical reaction is reversible, then all the reactants will never be converted into products. Hence, third point of difference, chemical reaction may be reversible. But in actual yield, chemical reaction can never is not supposed to be reversible. Hence, chemical reaction is supposed to be irreversible. There are some reactions called side reactions. During a chemical reaction, the product formed may give other reactions, may react with some of the reactant, may react with the solvent, and hence is wasted. These are called side reactions. Side reactions may occur. But in case of theoretical yield, there are no side reactions. And in actual experiment also depends upon the ability of the performer of the experiment. A scientist will perform his experiment in much more better way with complete precautions, but a student will not be able to perform that experiment with that arrangement. Hence, if a student performs the experiment, its actual yield will be far less than the scientist. Hence, actual yield depends upon ability of performer. As theoretical yield is to be studied under ideal conditions, hence it does not depend upon ability of performer, does not depend upon ability of performer, because no chemical reaction, no experiment is done, it's calculated theoretically. And the last point is actual yield does not obey law of conservation of mass. Law of conservation of mass is not obeyed. But actually, in the theoretical yield, this law of conservation of mass is obeyed. Now, all the reasons we have mentioned after definition of the first point, actual and theoretical yield, other are the causes that why is the actual yield lesser than the theoretical yield. Now, let's solve its numerical. 2.3 grams of sodium is allowed to react with excess amount of chlorine and 5 grams of NaCl NaCl is produced. Calculate percent yield. Now in this we can see there are two reactants, one sodium and one chlorine, but amount of only sodium is given, amount of chlorine is in excess, amount is not given, and this is not the problem of limiting reactant, it is the problem of simple stoichiometry. Its chemical equation, that is sodium plus chlorine to form sodium chloride. Now first data. Mass of sodium 2.3 grams, mass of sodium chloride produced 5 grams, percent yield, that is question mark. Now solution. As it is simple stoichiometric problem, therefore step 1, that is to find number of moles, that the formula is mass in grams over molar mass. Mass in gram 2.3, molar mass of sodium 23, 0.1 moles. Step 2, applying stoichiometry. We have to make the relationship between given and asked with respect to balanced chemical equation. As amount of sodium chloride produced is given in the numerical, this is actual yield. Theoretical yield we have to calculate by applying stoichiometry. Now given is sodium, asked is sodium chloride, 2 moles of sodium will produce sodium chloride 2 moles. Hence 1 mole will produce 2 by 2, 1 mole. As we have 0.1 mole of sodium, therefore it will produce 0.1 mole of sodium chloride. Step 3, mass of sodium chloride produced, that is equal to number of moles into molar mass. Number of moles of sodium chloride produced are 0.1, molar mass of sodium chloride 58.5, hence answer is 5.85 grams. Now this is our theoretical yield, and the mass of sodium chloride produced, this was the actual yield. In order to find percent yield, hence percent yield, that is equal to actual yield over theoretical yield into 100. Actual yield 5, theoretical yield 5.85 into 100. Answer obtained is 85.47%. Now in this way the percent yield that is calculated. The numerical of the percent yield may also be limiting reactants numerical. Then the masses of both the substances, those will be given. Then we have to divide the step 1 and 2 in 2 parts for both the reactants. Thanks.